Hope Ollie and Small Skate Shop had grown. It all started when they ordered a bunch of skateboards and scooters and ramps from Amazon. They had started trading them with the Sparrows. Now, the Sparrows had quite a network of people. And once they had started getting the word out that this was a cool thing for Sparrows to do, they were all getting in on the action. They all wanted to skateboard and they all wanted a scooter. And they knew that if they went to Hope Ollie and Small's shop, which, by the way, is called HOS Skate. That's the name, Hope Ollie and Small's Skate. So they call it HOS Skate. So, long story short, they had been trading and building decks and scooters now. That's how busy they were. There were sparrows and all other types of birds coming every day to check out what they had and to bring stuff that they had and trade. They were even coming from a very, very long way away to trade with them. Well, Hope had found out, and they all found out, that Hope was the best builder. Hope wore a little hat on his head sideways, and he sat behind a workbench, and he built scooters and skateboards. He knew just how to perfectly put the trucks on the deck. He knew how to put the wheels on and get them just the right tightness to where they just flew like crazy. So everybody knew, all around, everywhere, that there was somebody at the HOS Skate Shop named Hope, and he was a master builder. Well, Ollie had gotten so good that he had started his own YouTube channel. He had figured out how to operate this little camera, and he was recording all kinds of how-to videos. And all the how-to videos were being done for the skate shop. And he would show people how to do different tricks on skateboards. And he was really good at it. Well, he had so many viewers, and the viewers were all the different Sparrows from Small's gang. 'Cause Smalls had become famous. Everybody thought Smalls was like the leader of all the Sparrows who skateboarded and scootered. And he actually was. So they put Smalls in charge of promotions. That meant that it was Small's job to put together all the different things that they needed to do to advertise to where more Sparrows came to the shop. And they didn't even know why they wanted this much business to do. But they had so much business at the shop. Well, with Ollie's YouTube channel going really good, and Smalls had put an advertisement on there for the HOS Skate, and there were birds lining up. Well, Amazon was still delivering because Hope, Ollie, and Smalls didn't realize that every time they placed an order for something, that somebody had to pay for it. They didn't know that the man's credit card is what they were using, but they didn't care. They had half a barn filled with everything. Well, one day, a sparrow came by, and he said he came all the way there from another state, and that the Sparrows there who were in the skating gang had a phone that they had found, and they had figured out how to watch YouTube videos, and they had been watching Ollie, and they saw the advertisements for the HOS Skate, and they had to come over, and they wanted Hope to build them a very special scooter. And what they said they had brought to offer was a pair of gold trucks for a skateboard. Well, Hope knew that Ollie would have to have these gold trucks. So he agreed that he would take the gold trucks on trade and he would build them the most awesome scooter they ever saw. So they gave Hope the trucks, and Hope went to work on their scooter. Well, they had gone outside and were just waiting, and everybody else was coming in and they were watching Hope work because Hope was really doing an awesome job. And he started with the scooter deck, and he picked out some really special wheels. And I think they were, I don't know what size they were, but he picked out some really special wheels that he had been saving. In fact, these wheels had gotten traded from somewhere else. Well, Ollie decided that while he was doing it, he was going to make it a YouTube video of how Hope built this awesome scooter. So Ollie is filming him, and Hope is building. The deck is beautiful. It's made out of almost like what looks like green emerald. It's a real bright green color. And the wheels he put on were bright yellow. And he knew he was going to use a black T-bar on it. So he put the T-bar on, and he had some kind of special clamps. And he was taking his little wing and he was wiping it down, and it was finished. And man, it looked so good. And when the sparrow walked in and saw it, he was so excited he couldn't believe it. And Ollie put it all on YouTube. Well, this caused even more people to come. Birds were coming from everywhere wanting Hope to build them an awesome scooter, just like the one he built for the sparrow. And they were bringing amazing things to trade. They brought grips for scooters that were made out of stuff they had never seen, and they were gorgeous grips. All kinds of clamps and wheels and decks, everything. It was getting so busy. Hope was having to spend all day building. And Ollie was having to make YouTube videos after YouTube videos all the time. And Smalls was so busy going around and telling everybody about the HOS Skate and why they needed to come. And he was showing them YouTube because by now Smalls had found an old phone. And he was able to show everywhere he went Ollie's videos of Hope building skateboards and of Ollie doing his tricks and showing them how easy it was to skate and scooter, and showing them the different ramps that they sell. It was amazing how busy they were getting. The birds were flying in now from all over the United States. They were coming from Florida. They were coming from California. They were coming from Texas, Illinois, Utah, you name it, they were coming here. This is how big the Smalls gang had turned into, of sparrows and other birds who wanted to join. Well, Smalls decided he was going to have his own YouTube channel too. And it was just about filming all the coolest birds with all their new stuff, doing super tricks. And so now Smalls had a YouTube channel. And at the end of the YouTube channel, every time, he'd talk about the HOS Skate. They had no idea it was going to get this big. They didn't know they were going to be this busy. And now they didn't know that they were going to be this famous. Well, all they were doing all day long was working in the skate shop. Every time the man would leave, they'd have to fly outside as fast as they could, and they'd have to get to work in the skate shop. They have to make all the videos. They have to get all the parts put away. They have to help Hope get all the pieces he needs to put together the next scooter or the next skateboard. One day they said, that's it. We need a day off. And they did. They closed the shop. And they hung a little sign outside, closed, went skating. So they went to the skate park. Well, when they got there, they couldn't believe what they saw. There were sparrows and blue jays and cardinals and crows and all kinds of different birds were there. And they were all scootering and skateboarding. And they were all scootering and skateboarding on scooters and skateboards that came from HOS Skate. And all of a sudden, one of the birds yelled, "Hey, that's Hope. That's that guy on YouTube who builds them. Hey, that guy over there, that's Ollie. He's the one who shows us how to do all the tricks. Hey, and there's Smalls. He's the famous gang leader of all the sparrows. Oh my gosh." And they all come running over and they wanted autographs. So they're all like, yeah, it's okay. Yeah. They spent all day signing autographs and talking to all the other birds about what else? Skateboards and scooters. Well, somebody come riding by on a bike. And they looked at each other and they thought, hey, maybe we should start doing bikes too. And Ollie says, no, I don't want to do nothing else. Man, we're so busy all the time, we don't have any time for anything. And they decided that since they had spent the whole day at the skate place signing autographs, they better go back home. And they did. They went back home. And they went in the house and they got in the cage and they ate some food and they sat around and played around like they did when they were little birds. And Hope says, you know what, guys? I was hoping when we went to the skate park today, we were going to get to ride and play and have some fun. And Ollie says, yeah, I definitely wanted to ride and have some fun. And Small says, yeah, man, I just want a little bit of time away from everybody. But everybody was there. They all knew who we were. We couldn't get away from them. I mean, it's kind of cool being famous and all, but still, we didn't get to skate or do nothing. I know, and tomorrow we're going to have to open up the skate shop, and it's going to be so busy. There are going to be so many people who didn't get in there today that they're all going to try to come tomorrow. Well, they were exactly right about that. Because first thing in the morning, they got up and they went out, and there were so many birds sitting around on the building waiting to get in. So they took the sign off and they opened up the door. And in they all come. Hope had to get started building all the scooters from the day before and putting together the skateboards. Ollie had to get new ramps put together because he had to do a video that day showing everybody the new ramps they had gotten. And Smalls had to get busy helping out with the YouTube channel and helping with the people coming in. They decided they were going to have to hire some people to help them. And they did. So they called up 3 of their favorite sparrows and they said, hey, you guys want to help us here at the skate shop? The sparrows were like, do we want to help you at the skate shop? We would love to help you at the skate shop. The skate shop is the coolest place in the whole world right now. Everybody's talking about this place. All right, you 3 guys have to talk to people when they come in. Now, we're going to teach you how to say everything to them so you know how to be really nice to them. And you're going to show them all the stuff we have and let them pick out what they want. And then they either have to buy it or trade something for it. And if they trade something, they got to trade something really good if they want something really good. If they just want different wheels, trade them wheels. We don't care. If they want different bars, let them get some different bars. But if they want some special custom job, they'd have to talk to Hope every time they come in and find out how long it was going to take and what all they needed to trade. Well, they were trading in everything by now. They were trading in even pieces that weren't even anything to do with scooters. They were getting boxes of stuff that they didn't even know what to do with. But the one thing that they did do is they got a bike. Somebody came and said they wanted to trade their bike for a scooter. Well, now they had their first bike in the skate shop. And they all kept looking at it and thinking, this looks pretty cool. Well, they already had a couple bikes they got from Amazon before. But now this time, this one was just a little different and a little more special. So they told or asked Ollie if he thought he could ride it. And of course, Ollie said, oh, I can ride anything. They said, well, try it. Well, he got on it and he started riding it around the inside of the shop. And he was like okay at it, but he wasn't great at it. And he back and forth and he went up a ramp. When he got to the top of the ramp, he just fell off of the bike. He goes, guys, I don't think I'm any good at this. Somebody else try it. Well, Small says, well, I'm not trying it. I just ride scooters and that's all I do. And Hope said, well, I'll give it a try. Hope got on, jumped on the seat, took a hold of the handlebars, put his little talons on the pedals, and took off and did a wheelie and a manual and a nose wheelie. And he was riding it up and down the ramps, and he was doing backflips, and he was doing tail whips. He was doing everything you could. He was grinding down the rails on the pegs. And he goes, well, that's not so hard, guys. And everybody just stood there with their beaks wide open, staring at Ollie. Or not Ollie, but Hope. And they all looked at each other, and they said, he knows how to ride that bike like a crazy man. He does. Oh my gosh. We can't believe Hope can ride a bike like this. Hope says, well, it wasn't hard. I could just do it. It was easy. I could do it all the day long. Look at this. Hop back on, half down the half pipe, up the other side, flip around in the air, come back down, land, and take off and go. So all of a sudden, all three little birds had a specialty. Hope was bikes, Ollie, skateboards, and Smalls, scooters. Now they all three had something. Smalls was the promotion man, still in charge of the store, making sure everybody knew about all the cool stuff at HOS Skate. Hope was still the builder. He was building the best stuff ever, but it looked like he was going to start building some bikes because they'd gone on and got on the computer again and ordered a bunch of other stuff. Bike stuff. And Ollie, he was in charge of the YouTube channel and all the how-to videos of all the different things they were getting. Well, they stayed busy all the time. And they had become more and more famous all the time. The store was almost completely packed. There was really not even any room to move around. And they decided that pretty soon they were going to have a big sale. And they were going to get some of that stuff out of there to make room for some of the bike stuff. Because they thought if they'd start doing bikes and showing everybody how to do tricks on bikes on YouTube, that there would be a lot more business coming in. The three sparrows that went to work for them, they were so happy because they were now cool sparrows because they worked at the HOS Skate. And when people would come in, they'd say, how can I help you today? And they'd say, do you work here? And they'd say, yes, we're the three sparrows and we're in charge of everything here at the HOS Skate Shop. Well, they would just take care of everything. They would give Hope everything he needed to build. And they had become famous all over the United States. The next story, we'll find out how the bicycles go. See ya.